Hi, welcome to Maree. My name's Sue. Today I'm going to share a really delicious spiced oat breakfast cookie. I made these a few times, or did various versions of it. This one I've made recently. We took them camping and I wanted a cookie that we could have at breakfast with our coffee. It's got a little bit of sugar in it and it tastes delicious, so I thought I'd share this with you. So if you'd like to see how to make my spiced breakfast cookie with oats, come with me and let's see. So step one, grab some butter. I've just melted some unsalted butter, 115 grams in the microwave. So that's all ready to go. And into that, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of this dark syrup. It's like a golden syrup. You can add honey or honey or maple syrup. So I'm doing 3 tablespoons. If you don't want this recipe to be so sweet, please feel free to tweak and cut back the sugar. And 1 tablespoon of vanilla. So in my large bowl here, I've got some rolled oats. If gluten-free is important, make sure you buy gluten-free oats. And in here, I've just ground some oats. So today I'm going to do it with oat flour. So the oats are 175 grams. I'm doing 70 grams of oat flour. I've made these with spelt flour. I've done a combination of sorghum flour and rice flour or tapioca flour to make them gluten-free. But I'm just going to do them with oats today because I thought I'd keep it simple. And the spices I'm using are 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of freshly ground cardamom, because we can get this fantastic black cardamom here in Sweden. A pinch of salt. And in here I've got desiccated coconut. I've just got my little notes here, 55 grams. And as usual, I'll pop some other measurements above. I just want to whisk those together to get those spices mixed in. And I've got some brown sugar here. That's 115 grams. I've got 40 grams of chopped almonds. You could do sunflower seeds or any kind of other nut. And in here I've got 40 grams of raisins. I've also made these with cranberries, where you could swap out the fruit and pop dark chocolate in. It's very versatile. Some of my brown sugar is clumping. I've got 1 teaspoon of bicarb soda or baking soda. Just adding that to the melted butter. Pouring all that liquid in. Just going to give it a mix with my spatula. I forgot to mention that I need a tablespoon or 2 of boiling water, like when you make ANZAC biscuits. So I just need to grab that. Back with my boiling water. So I'm going to pop 2 tablespoons in here. Now I need to pop this in the fridge to rest it for about 20 minutes before we start rolling. So I'm going to do that now. And I may need to transfer my bowl to a smaller one because it won't fit in the fridge. It's time to start rolling the cookies. I've preheated my oven to 180 degrees C with a fan, and I'll pop the Fahrenheit measurements above. Grab a scoop or a tablespoon or a teaspoon, and all I do is I place a mound on my baking tray and I flatten it slightly. Now these cookies will spread, so you need to space them to allow for them to spread. I don't flatten them too much because they kind of flatten in the oven. And I'm just kind of bringing them together on the tray. I've just got 9 on my first tray. I'm going to bake these for about 10 to 12 minutes. For the next tray, I've just brought you in closer. You can also wet your hands to bring them together a little bit more. I think these guides are a bit close together. A little tip too is when the cookies first come out of the oven, if they look a bit misshapen, you can just kind of like squish them together while they're still hot and make them look a bit prettier, which I'm just popping in some of the bits that might have fallen out during baking, and just flattening it off a bit. Now we're going to let them completely cool per tray. I'll come back once they've all cooled down. Probably take me another 10 minutes to cook that tray and 10 minutes. So in about 20 minutes time, it'll be no time for you in the video. I'll come back and do a taste test. So I've finished all my baking. My first tray is all cooled down now. So I'm going to have a little munch into one. The spice is so delicious. They've got this crispy golden edge, but they're soft in the middle. So the cross between an ANZAC biscuit, if anyone in Australia knows what that is, and like an oat fruit cookie. These are delicious. Let me know in the comments below if you give this recipe a go. I love all the cinnamon and cardamom spice. And the brown sugar just gives it a nice crispiness. Absolutely delicious. Don't forget to hit thumbs up, share it with a friend, and consider subscribing if you're new here today. And I'll pop a few other cookie recipes above. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Yum, yum, yum. So I've finished doing all my baking, and I think I've run out of battery.